Every one of us reaches moments in life when the weight becomes too heavy to carry, when breathing feels difficult and running away seems like the only way to survive. This is not a rare feeling. This is a human feeling. And this is the story of Ethan Cole, a 34-year-old man from Oregon who spent most of his life running from everything that scared him. Ethan wasn't born afraid. Like many of us, he once had big dreams. He dreamed of building his own business, traveling the world, standing on stages one day, and inspiring others the same way motivational speakers once inspired him. He imagined a life full of purpose and pride. But slowly, reality pulled him in another direction. Years passed, and instead of chasing dreams, Ethan found himself working at a small town hardware store, living a life that felt smaller every year. Every morning, he stood in front of the mirror, staring at a tired face, whispering the same words again and again. One day, I'll fix everything. But that one day never came. Life kept moving forward, and Ethan stayed stuck. Whenever life challenged him, he chose distance instead of courage. When his boss criticized his work, he quit instead of improving. When his wife tried to talk about the growing silence between them, he walked out of the room. When friends reached out, he convinced himself they didn't truly care. Deep inside, Ethan believed that if he ran fast enough, his problems would disappear. But problems are like shadows. The faster you run, the longer they stretch behind you. They don't leave, they wait. One cold night, broke and exhausted, Ethan sat outside a gas station staring at the pavement, anger burning in his chest. "Why does life hate me?" he muttered. A stranger walking past stopped for a moment and said softly, "Maybe life doesn't hate you. Maybe it just wants you to stop running." Before Ethan could respond, the stranger walked away and vanished into the night. Soon after, everything collapsed at once. His wife left to stay with her parents. An eviction notice landed in his hands. His car broke down on the way to a job interview he desperately needed. It felt like life was cornering him from every direction. Overwhelmed and numb, Ethan packed a small bag, got in his car, and drove without telling anyone where he was going until highways turned into mountains and silence replaced noise. He wandered onto a trail with no destination, no plan, and no hope, only exhaustion. Then it happened. He slipped on wet rocks, fell into freezing water, twisted his ankle, and collapsed onto the ground. Shaking, soaked, and broken, he screamed into the wind. "Why me? Why does this always happen to me?" For the first time in years, he didn't pretend to be strong. He cried until there was nothing left inside him. When the sobbing slowed, a voice behind him said, "Get up." An old man stood there, calm but firm, eyes filled with quiet strength. "You look like someone who's been running for a long time," he said. The old man explained that running doesn't erase problems, it feeds them. Pain doesn't make you weak, avoiding it does. Every challenge, he said, is a seed. Ignore it and nothing grows. Face it and you grow stronger. Pointing to the towering trees around them, the old man said, "These giants didn't grow tall because life was easy. They survived storms, and so can you." When Ethan admitted he didn't know how to fix his life, the man smiled and replied, "Courage isn't having all the answers. Courage is taking one step when the path is dark." Together, they climbed the trail. Every step hurt, but every step was a decision to stop running. As they reached the peak, sunrise spilled golden light across the mountains. "The sun rises every day," the old man said. "No matter how dark yesterday was, you can rise too. Go back, not to run, but to rebuild." And just like that, he was gone. Ethan returned home with the same problems: debt, pain, broken trust, but a different heart. He apologized instead of blaming. He listened instead of escaping. He made slow, imperfect plans. Some days he cried. Some nights he doubted. But every morning he stood up again. He didn't become perfect. He became stronger. And so can you. We all face storms. Running feels easier, but you were not born to run away. Your problems are not walls, they are doors. One day, the struggle you're living through will become the story that saves someone else. This is not the end. This is your beginning.
If you enjoyed watching, please like, subscribe, and share the video.